Hey guys, it's Desiree. I'm back on another YouTube video. I feel like I haven't... First of all, if you're new here, subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, all that, you know, the YouTube talk. Yeah. But anyway, I feel like I haven't done a sit-down video in a while. And technically, I'm not even sitting down. Your girl was just too lazy. I didn't want to set up a tripod. I didn't want to set up ring lights. I didn't want to do none of that. I'm going to get this video out of the way and over with. My camera's not working with me. I didn't want to wait. Because, like, I'm going to order a new memory card. But I didn't want to wait for that to come and then blase. So, we old school. We're doing it off the phone. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay? Anyway, as you can see by the title, I'm just going to cut to the chase. This is a story time video about how I found out I was expecting. Okay, first and foremost, yes, I'm pregnant. Today is June 15th. I found out on June 4th. So this is Desiree from the past. Hey, because I'm definitely not posting this video anytime soon. So I found out on June 4th or 7th. Let me see. Hold on. I'll be back. Okay, yes. So I found out on June 4th that I was, and this is basically going to be the story time about how I found out. So, the day before, which is June 3rd, I was at work and things were pretty stressful. Like, everything that could go wrong went wrong. And usually I'm pretty okay with it. I'm just kind of like, I'm the type of person that's just like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Whatever, you know? But that particular day, I was very emotional. And I felt mentally drained. Some of you may or may not know that I have anxious tendencies. Like, I get anxiety sometimes, but that's another story for another video, so we're not getting into that. But I'm usually able to hide it. I'm usually able to, you know, double all that. I'll deal with that later. Right now, this is what I'm dealing with. These are the cards I'm dealt, and I'm gonna deal with it. But that particular day, it was just bad. Long story short, I came home, and usually when the day's over, I'm kind of like, okay, the day's over. You know, I don't have to do this again. Tomorrow's a new day. Start fresh. Whatever. And mind you, the next day I was off. But I was still upset. Like, I was like, not angry, not mad, but like upset. And I'm just like, why am I still upset? Like, my day is over. Yeah, the day was trash, but it's over. I got through it. It's done. Why do I still feel upset? So I'm just like, whatever, I'm over this, blah, blah, blah. I went to sleep. The next morning, I woke up and I felt weird. Like, you know how, like, when you're so hungry that you're kind of nauseous? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but like, you're so hungry that like your stomach is like nauseous. Like, not like I'm gonna throw up, but like, feed me and I'll be okay. Like that. But for me, that's weird because I wake up so early in the morning. Like, it's not even funny. I wake up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, like clockwork, every morning. Unless I have to go to work, I wake up a little bit earlier. But it's a blessing and a curse. I get up that early, but I don't eat breakfast. And if I do eat breakfast, it's on my day off, and it's usually not until like 11, 11:30. So I'm never hungry as soon as I get up. So I get up and I'm hungry, and I'm like, what the hell? But I'm like, okay. Mind you, my period's not due until another 3 days. So I'm not late yet. I'm late now. But then I wasn't late because my period wasn't due yet. But I don't know. I just felt off. I guess I'm very in tune with my body and how things are normally, like, you know, that I felt off. And I was just like, you know what? I have one, so let me just take a test. So the first test I took was the traditional test that shows the lines. Like, you know, 1 line means you're not pregnant. 2 lines means there's something inside of there. So, peed on the thing. Did the whole thing. I was in the bathroom. And the first line came, which is normal. The first line's there. And I'm like, yeah, you see, like, you know. It was like a minute and a half maybe, and technically you're supposed to wait 3 minutes, and I know this. So it was like, but usually I'm like, oh, it's there, it's nothing, bye, like, that's it. But a minute and a half like passed, the line was still there, and it was by itself. So I'm like, you see, I'm tripping, like, I'm just emotional, like, I'm just, you know, I'm PMSing, my period's about to come. So I'm like, okay. So I don't know why though, I held on to the thing. I was like, but let me wait the full 3 minutes and see. But before I left the bathroom, I see, like, as if my eyes is playing tricks on me, I see a second stroke, but it's not bold. It's not bold at all. It's like, it could be nothing. It could be like your eyes are just tripping. But I was like, hold on. So I'm doing this to the light, like I'm like, oh, wait, right? So I'm like, hold on. So I'm like, I took it to my room at this point, got out the bathroom, took it to my room, and I left it there because I'm like, let me let this dry out, let me let this play out. So the line was definitely there. Time passed, and the line was definitely there. Like, it was very, very faint, but it was there. On my face, I said, like, I looked at it, I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I was just like I was staring at it. I was like, right? Mind you, the line is not bold, but it doesn't matter. A line is a line. And if there's 2 of them, you're pregnant. So I FaceTime Aaron, and he had already texted me for the day, because he does this thing where he wakes up really early. Actually, I'm lying. He don't wake up early. He just don't be going to sleep until that time, and he knows I get up early. So he'll like text me like, good morning, babe, have a good day, or, you know, whatever. So he had already texted me that for the day. So I knew he was like asleep at this point. But I called him. I was like, called him first time. He ain't answered phone. I was texting him like, wake up. And he's like, he didn't answer. So I called, he called back. And I was like, he's like, oh, I'm about to go to sleep. He's like, I'm about to go to sleep. I was like, yeah, I know, but like, I have something to tell you. This is my story. You move. No, I'm kidding. He's like, I'm about to go to sleep. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I have something to tell you. In my head, I'm like, I was scared to like say it out loud, because me saying it out loud is kind of like me confirming it. So he was like, what? I was like, it's alright, like, you know, go to sleep, just call me back, and, you know, we'll talk later. Now he's like, no. What? Because I always do this. He's like, no, what? So we're on FaceTime, so like I can see him, he can see me, and I'm just like looking at him, just staring at him. I'm like, so this guy goes, oh, I know. He goes, I know. I was like, you know what? He's like, I know. And I'm like, yeah. So he's just looking at me, he's just cheesing. It's cheesy. So I'm like still staring at the test. And the line didn't get any darker, but the line is still there. I'm like, oh my God, like there's no way. But anyway, I let him go back to sleep, but he didn't end up going back to sleep because, you know, I just said I was pregnant, like. So we ended up like texting, whatever. Now, the second person, mind you, don't even quote me on the order, because like at this point I don't even know. But regardless of any of that, every person after that I told did not believe me. And I'm gonna post screenshots of receipts that nobody believed me. But the biggest person that did not believe me was my mother, Miss Barbara Skeete. And I don't have any recording. I don't have a screenshot. I don't have nothing to show you guys. But you just gonna have to take my word for it. But she didn't believe me, son. Cause okay, in her defense, okay, I feel like I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna change the angle. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. In her defense, I've done something like this before, where I like literally drew a line on a pregnancy test and like told her, hey, I'm pregnant. Hey, you're gonna be grandma. And she didn't fall for it. So literally I went downstairs to the basement to where she was, and I was just kind of like, hey. And she's like, hey. And I'm just like I feel like a dummy. I was like, I have something to tell you. And she's like, what? And I'm like, this thing says I'm pregnant. She's like, you ain't about to give me a gun. Like, you did this already. You ain't got nothing new. Like, you ain't about to give me a gun. And I was like, no, like, I'm not joking. She's like, She don't want to, yeah, right. Okay. So, she goes upstairs. She goes upstairs, she goes upstairs. She's like doing laundry. She goes upstairs and whatever. And literally, I'm like trying to prove to this lady that I'm not like joking. So I take another test. And this time, I took this one. This is the, oh, don't do that. This is the digital one. That, like, it's digital. There's no line. Like, it's digital. So, I gave her this one plus the other one that's over there. I gave her this one plus the other one with the lines. And she started looking at it. Like, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses at? She's like, mm-mm. She did one of these. She said, like, she did one of these. And she was like, yeah, right. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So at this point, I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's nothing else for me to do, nothing else for me to say. I guess she's just gonna have to wait until I, like, get my appointment. Anyway, nothing want to see me be great, because I told y'all already that the damn camera won't let me film no more because they don't have no memory on that memory card. Then my phone wants to hit and die. So the angle done changed because it's plugged up. It's plugged up to the charger. And I'm getting this video done by any means necessary. So this is a weird setup over here, but we're gonna do this because I don't even have that much more to say. But anyway, what was that? So she wasn't believing me. She wasn't having it. She was like, no. Like, I don't believe it. Hold on. She was like, no, I don't believe it. Like, you ain't got another joke to do. You ain't got nothing better to do. You got me with this already. Like, bring something different. Like, I'll be watching YouTube. It's a prank, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know what else to do. Like, there's nothing else for me to say, do no more. Like, I showed her 2 different tests. Like, how can I fake the digital test at home? Like, what can I do? But I was like, whatever. It's like, she has good reason not to believe me because I pranked her before. Like, I prank her a lot. I play too much. But anyway, I was just kind of like, okay, well, she's just gonna have to wait until I get my appointment or whatever. So called, made a doctor's appointment, and at first the lady, she was like, oh, you want to do like an annual? And I was just like, well, I did, but I kind of found out that I'm pregnant today, and I'm thinking I should do something with that. And she's like, wow. I kind of wish I recorded my mother, but like, it was a real moment for me, and I didn't have no cameras out. Like, I wasn't thinking about none of that. I knew that she wasn't going to believe me right away, but I didn't know that she wasn't going to believe me for as long as she didn't believe me. It took me having to, like, I downloaded the app for myself to kind of keep track of, like, my stuff. And it kind of shows, like, how far along you are, when you're supposedly, your due date or whatever. So when I was at week 4, which made a month, I screenshotted it and I sent it to her. And then she sent me like a message. I'm talking about my mother. She sent me a message and she was like, oh, like, God bless. Like, I hope like you have a healthy baby boy or baby girl. And in my head, like, I was at work and in my head, I was like, I thought she didn't believe me. So I texted her. I was like, I thought she didn't believe me. She's like, I don't have a choice now. I was like, why? What changed? I didn't go to the doctor yet. So you still have a chance to, like, not believe me. But I guess in her head, she's just kind of like, who carries a joke for this long? So, like, it has to be true. But long story short, she believes me now. And, like, she's excited. And, like, she's going to be a grandma. Let me just make sure I'm not, like, forgetting anything. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. But I did think, like, the day I told her, we went to the grocery store. And it was quite a few bags. So, like, I was carrying whatever I was carrying. And she was carrying, like, way more than me. So like I naturally always do this, and I reach for a couple bags from her because like I don't want her carrying all those bags. And like she kind of like jerked it out of my hand, and she was like, no. But this was the same day that I told her, and then she didn't believe me. She was like, no. So I was like, why? Because she was like, because if it is true, you're not supposed to be carrying anything heavy. So I'm just like, okay, so she got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, because if she believed me, like if she didn't believe me, she wouldn't say that. But she's kind of on the fence because she's kind of like, I'm not about to be hyped and then you tell me psych. Like I get it, but yeah. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and that's that. Like I don't know what today is. I don't know any of that because I don't know when I'm posting this video, but I just wanted to do my story time so that I don't forget it later on, and like, you know, yeah. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully by then, well, definitely by then, my camera will be back in operation. Okay guys, bye.